You're living in multiple planes of existence right now. Most people are only aware of one. And that's why they feel lost, disconnected, stuck in cycles they can't explain. Because if you don't understand the blueprint of reality, you'll keep trying to fix the physical, while the real causes exist in unseen dimensions that you already have access to. Here's a truth that most people aren't ready to hear. Reality doesn't begin in the physical. It begins in consciousness. Everything you see, everything you touch, everything you experience is an externalization of something that once existed in your mind. Before anything becomes physical, it exists as a thought, invisible, formless, potential. This is where creation actually begins. So let's break this down, because you don't exist in the physical plane. In fact, the physical plane is the lowest level of manifestation. Look at it like the final result, not the cause. Above it are higher planes. They're more subtle, more powerful, more real. At the highest level, you have what's known as the void, pure nothingness. No form, just awareness. And from that void comes infinite potential. Then comes the mental plane. This is where thought exists. Not just your thoughts, but all thoughts. Here's where it gets interesting. You don't create your thoughts. You receive them. Your mind is like a radio, and whatever frequency you're tuned into determines the thoughts you pick up. That's why two people can live in two completely different realities while existing in the same world, because they tuned into different frequencies of thought. And when you intentionally focus on your mind, you begin accessing different fields of information, different pockets of intelligence. This is where ideas come from. Innovation, solutions, downloads. Then comes the astral plane, the realm of imagination. This is where thought begins to take form. Not physical form, but visible form within consciousness. This is the screen in your mind, the place where you can see, create, and experience anything internally. This is what people refer to as the third eye. Not something mystical or something outside of you, but your ability to perceive beyond the physical. Thought becomes image here. Possibility becomes vision. Then comes the etheric layer, the energetic blueprint, and finally, the physical world. So everything in your life has moved through these planes. From thought to imagination to energy to physical form. Which means this: if you try to change your life only at the physical level, you're working at the end of the process. Real change happens upstream, in your mind, in your imagination, in your internal state. This is why mastering your mind is everything. Because your mind is not just a tool. It is the interface of reality itself. Most people's minds are divided. They say they want one thing, but think the opposite. Doubt, limiting beliefs. That creates conflict. And conflict weakens creation. But when your mind starts to become unified, when it's on your side, it becomes a force. A focused, directed, creative force. And that's when everything begins to change. So the question isn't, what do you want to create? The real question is, what level are you creating from?